When you think about how God made us, Adam and Eve in the garden, they're fully naked. And that represents more than just they didn't need clothes. It represents the fact that there were no restrictions whatsoever between each other. And not only was it between Adam and Eve, but it was also between them and their kids. It was also intended to be. And it was also between them and God. Like there's no restrictions whatsoever. There's no barrier. And so literally everyday life was like, I'm showing you all I got. And I'm not embarrassed. Because I know what you're gonna do in response to me showing you all I got. You're gonna love me. That's intimacy. Exposing everything that I am to somebody and allowing them to love me there. And the problem with intimacy is that we need it because we were made for it. But in this world, we started covering ourselves up a long time ago, right? And we can't have real intimacy until we're secure enough to fully let someone else into all of our heart. I can't be intimate if I can't show you who I am. I can't experience true connection without letting you in to see what's really going on in here. But we're not good at that. Oh my gosh, yesterday morning, it's Saturday morning, right? And what does a father want to do most on Saturday morning? Sleep in. And I don't even know what time it was, but my little girl, London, she runs up while I'm still asleep and jumps on me. And she's like, I'm ready, Papa. And I'm like, I am not, right? I am not ready to love you right now. Like, I need an hour more sleep and 4 shots of espresso, right? No, I love her to death, but there's a way that we have of closing ourselves off to people. Even people we wanna love. How do I actually love them from the core of who I really am? And the problem is that in order to have intimacy, I have to be secure enough in my own heart that I'm willing to show it to people. But in order to show it to people, I can't be ashamed of what's in there. But life does not make our heart whole. Life makes our heart wounded. And when our hearts are wounded, we cover and we deal. And maybe most importantly of all, we protect our heart. We protect it. Why? Because we get hurt in life. It says in Proverbs 18 that a brother wounded is more unyielding than a fortified city. And he's talking about your heart, and what a fortified city means is obviously in ancient times when this was written, when they built cities, they would erect massive walls around the city. Why? To protect it. And when it says an unyielding city, it means this wall is tough and the door is closed. And so nothing gets in and nothing comes out. And what this is saying is that when you are hurt in your heart, here's what you do. You build walls. Why? To protect. Now we have this really big problem because I want intimacy. Not only do I want it, I need it. Like I need to be loved. God made you that way. That is not part of your broken sin nature. That is part of your original design. You were made to need love. And the only way I can really experience that love is through intimacy, which requires me to show you all I got. But I got walls around all I got. Why? Because I've been hurt. And those walls are tough. And I defend those walls because those walls are shielding my heart. What's it shielding my heart from? Further hurt. Lots of things can create walls in your heart. I mean, one thing right off the bat is criticism can cause you to build a wall around your heart. Like if you've got someone who's constantly throwing shade at you, what do? You get defensive and you build a wall. Why? Because it hurts you. Can we just acknowledge the fact that this stupid nursery rhyme is a flat out lie? Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Lie. It's exact opposite, right? Like a stick and a stone could hurt me and I will heal. Words, they hurt, which is why I made up a nursery rhyme to pretend like they don't hurt, right? They hurt. Because when I'm constantly criticized, I start to believe that there actually is something deficient about who I am. And some of you grew up in a home where criticism was the only language. And some of you maybe didn't grow up in that environment, but somewhere, sometime, someone came along and just gave you that one little statement that just cut so deeply because it was someone you trusted. And why did it cut so deeply? Because they were not in front of your wall. They had access to your heart. And when you are a child, you don't know how to have walls yet. And that wound gets in there and it goes bam! And you start to believe, oh, there's something a little, about me. So I can't let anyone see that. Fortified wall. Another thing that can cause you to build a wall is a lack of encouragement. So criticism is a negative word that's inflicted on you, but a lack of encouragement isn't the negative word that was inflicted, it's the absence of the words that you needed. It's like I needed someone to tell me that I was loved. I needed someone to tell me that I could make it. I needed someone to tell me that I had what it took and I should have gone out for the spot on the team. Or I should have gone for the job, or I should have gone for the entrance to college. And I didn't have the encouragement. And so it wasn't necessarily like a constant negative thing, but there was a lot of things that I needed to hear that I didn't hear. And what do you do with that? You end up in the same place. You end up believing there must be something wrong about me. So here's my wall. Here's my wall. I can't let anyone see that. Because if I let anyone see that, they will see what I believe to be true, which is it's a mess behind that wall. Another thing that can cause you to build a wall is rejection. And we talked about this a lot last week because we were talking about abandonment issues. But yeah, come on, you let someone in and then that person rejects you. My God, do you quickly decide that no one else will be let in on that level again, right? Another thing that can cause you to build a wall is this belief that you are on your own in the world. And a lot of people who didn't have present fathers, and maybe physically present but emotionally not available, who didn't have present fathers end up with the conclusion that I am on my own in this world. There is no one to show me the way. There is no one to come alongside and help. There is no one in it with me. I'm on my own. And you know what? We celebrate that in our society. That's right. Go make something awesome of yourself. You don't need all those people. Go do it. But the problem is you do need people. There is a reason why God placed children in a family with a mother and a father, because you need it. There is a reason why the church is not meant to be a movie theater where you come in, watch, and leave. It was designed to be a family. Why? Because you need it. There's a reason why God created this thing called marriage. Why? Because you need it. You need people. You're not meant to do it on your own. But we're like, no, I don't need anyone. Okay. Your wall is showing every time you say that. So, and sometimes the wall gets built for another reason. It's because no one ever gave you permission to dare or to explore or to discover or to try things on your own. And you were so sheltered your whole life that you were never allowed to go try and do something on your own. You were never given permission to go out because, oh my God, you might get hurt. So I can't let you go out and try anything. And what you do is you crush the spirit of a person when you do that. Hey, we need to get hurt so we learn how to heal, right? We need to get dirty. We need to learn. We need to adventure. We need to explore. We need to dare. It's part of our nature. It's how God made us. But if you are not given permission to do that, you will interpret that as a truth about you, which is you don't have what it takes to face the world because you were never given permission to face the world. So you must not have what it takes. So what do? Build that wall. Because I think there's a stinking mess behind there. And so I gotta cover that up. And every time I build that wall, what I do is I make it impossible for people to know who I really am. Because it's tucked away behind the wall.